So who do you know that might be thinking about moving? If you stop the question there, nobody, it's okay to ask that question and then suggest categories, or you can combine the two, because the next step is to suggest 3 categories. So my way of doing that would be to say, so just out of curiosity, who do you know that might be thinking about moving? Maybe someone in your family? No. Maybe somebody at work? No. Maybe someone in your neighborhood? No. Right? Okay, so you're probably going to get no's.
Mrs. Russell around the corner.
Okay, so you might generate a lead with that,
There
but a
you
lot
go.
of times you won't too. So you come up with those 3 categories. So let's just, I want to just back up for a minute, Michael.
Yeah.
All right, so let's pretend that you're calling me and I know, I cut hair and I know 800 people. I know everybody in town. And you say, who do you know that might be thinking of moving? I don't know anybody. If I did though, I'd tell you. Well, so I think it's easier to say, well, who do you know that might be thinking about moving? Maybe someone in your family. Because how many people do they have in their family? 6? 60? It's a smaller category than 800, excuse me. So it's like there's a wall of drawers and there's 800 names, 800 drawers. What you're trying to do is get them to narrow it down to just the 6 drawers that have family members in it. How about somebody in your neighborhood? How many people do they even know in their neighborhood? 6, 12, 20? I mean, so do you see how your odds increase by creating smaller categories? God, that's just the smartest, coolest part of this dialogue.
And the more you know about the lives of the people in your book of business, the easier it's going to be for you to come up with categories for them to think of. Like,
who do you golf with?
Yeah, who at the golf course? Because you've already talked about golf. If you've been listening during the conversation, it's going to make it easier for you to figure that out.
So if your small talk is, are you still playing tennis? Then when you get to this part, you can say, well, who do you know that you've maybe played tennis with this year? And you're narrowing those categories. But if you don't know enough about them, then there's some standards, right? Then it's family and it's work and it's neighborhood and church or synagogue or whatever you do know about them.
Right.
All right. So it's 3 separate questions though. So don't be saying anybody in your family or your neighborhood or at work. So it's anybody in your family? No. If I did know someone, I'd tell you. Okay. How about somebody in your neighborhood? Is there anybody there that's been talking about maybe moving? So it's 3 separate questions. Can you see why this is going to work for you? This is an amazing technique. And our students use it to dig out those referred leads. Past grads, those of you that have used Referral Lead Generator before, maybe this is a little tweak for you that will upgrade your results.
Now, we're going to take it to the next step, step 7. That's if you do get a name from them, then what's the next thing you want to do? It's not call them. No, the next thing you want to do is turn this referred lead into a warm lead by engaging the person who's referring you and the person they're referring you to. We call it validation.
Yeah.
Get this lead validated. In other words, let's say I'm talking to someone who says, well, my Aunt Edna's thinking of selling. She even said last week, the house is getting way too big for her to take care of all by herself. Would you be willing to give Aunt Edna a call and let her know that you gave her name to your real estate agent? And you trust me because I did a good job for you. Would you be willing to say that?